welcome back to Sticks and Strings. I'm Naomi.
I'm Beth.
I'm Eve.
This is the channel where we get together, we get our favorite drinks, and we get our crafts, and we sit and chat for a while. Thanks for coming back and joining us again this week in mid-January. It is only, the 17th today that we're recording, and in 17 days it has been crazy for me. So I'm just speaking for me, but I hope your January is going well. I think, so get your craft, get your drink, and sit back and relax with us while we chat about our crafts and our silliness. So Eve's going first.
So right now, this is my second WIP-GO call for January. I'm working on QB Snowman. And I am almost done with the first block. I just have the gold snowflake to do here. So that'll be done probably by the time you see it. So the picture. Also on WIP-GO, my second new start of the month was supposed to be stitching with the housewives, not by the housewives.
In the proximity of the housewives.
Oh, by the way, this QB Snowman's by Charlene Blank of Tranquil Tree Designs. Stitching with the Housewives is supposed to be poinsettia seeds, but I changed it up and made it Frosty's Cafe because I've had this pattern longer.
Oh,
That's cute.
I bought this when Priscilla announced that she had cancer.
Oh.
And I wanted to buy a few patterns just to support the channel through all of this. And so I bought this. And this is how far I got. Now, I should say one day, but it's not one day. It was about, I don't know, a few hours.
That's cute.
And I almost picked this up to keep working on today because it's kind of fun to work on. But I said, no, I need to do my other WIP-GO call. I have threads hanging everywhere. And then I have another new start, which wasn't on WIP-GO. Finally started A Murder in the Garden. I've been wanting to start this in September.
Do you order the stem to go with it?
I haven't
Cute.
ordered it yet. I
But
found
you
them.
can?
Mm-hmm.
It's so cute.
This was a real stem. You can get them off of Etsy.
you can make that stem.
I could.
There's a pumpkin over there. One of those decorative pumpkins.
And this is right side up. This is my start. This is about 2 days worth of work.
The leaves. Oh, okay.
It's the leaves in the center here.
Oh, okay. Well, that's going to be big.
Mm-hmm.
Big
big-
awesome produce.
Ah,
Big awesome produce. Yes, you can make it smaller, but I didn't want to.
neat.
They're probable cause.
I like these. There were probable cause.
Probable cause.
CAWS. Cause.
Yeah.
Cute.
I love this pattern when I saw it, and I enjoy the big awesome produce idea. And so, and by the way, the fabric that I got from 123 Stitch that was a
Oh.
problem,
Yeah.
they called back. They gave me my money back for it, and they said just keep it for another project.
Aw.
And I was like, they really made it good right away, and I
nice.
can't say enough nice things about them.
Nice.
Because I was so disappointed.
Yeah.
And they said that it was an error in how it was entered, and they said that it should not have been marked as 13 inches. So
Aw. That was nice of them.
that was very
Yeah.
nice of them.
And
Yes.
now
you
you got
took your stitch.
extra fabric you can do whatever with.
Yeah, I'm thinking about.
Are they going to send you a new one? Or no?
No, I didn't order.
They
it.
give
Because
you
you
money
already
back.
bought it.
They
Yeah.
give her money back.
I
They
see.
just gave me my money back. I bought this other fabric at the attic,
Oh, that's right.
which is a 10 count, not a 20 count. So I'm treating it like Ada, even though it's a linen. And this I stitch in hand, so this is very. Whoops, I gotta pick up that stuff in a sec. This is very, very soft. And so it's really hard to stitch in hand with something so soft. And so the other one is even softer. So I'm thinking about giving it away. So anyway,
You might give it away.
I might give it away because it's very, 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 very soft. If I use it, I'm going to have to use a hoop. It's 20 count linen, and the color's beautiful. The feel of it's nice, but it's very soft. And so I know I wouldn't be able to get a good stitch on it without using a hoop, and I stitch in hand. When I use a hoop, I get very frustrated. So if I decide to give it away, I'll be giving it away on my channel. But it's a nice piece of fabric. It's 12 inches by, let's say,
Almost
16
13.
and a half.
Yeah,
You know, it's a nice piece of fabric.
just not what you ordered.
Just not what I ordered. It's not big enough to do Murder in the Garden on, but it could be used for several other projects. So any project that you have that is on, calls for 32 count or whatever, you can do it on 20 count. It just comes out bigger. So anyway, because she stitched Murder in the Garden also on a small count fabric. Small count, higher count fabric. And it just makes a beautiful thing either way. So, because I've finished my 5 days on snowflake ornaments, I picked up cranes. I've struggled finding it, but I finally found it and picked it up. Found all the threads because the bag I had it in had the fabric and the picture and nothing else. But I found it, and I found the threads for it, and I have been working on it. And that is a crane neck.
Oh, neat. I
And
love that pattern.
the blue color is going to go up. Oh, I already put the blue on. It's on this way, and then there's all of the lines that you see going up and down. Those are all that light blue color that's in the crane. So
I love this pattern.
it's a beautiful pattern. Owl Force embroidery patterns are just gorgeous. And this is a free pattern.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
It's beautiful. It's very, it looks, what would you say, Japanese or something?
Yeah.
It's really pretty.
So the width of it is about like that. It's very narrow, but long. That's the middle.
So pretty. I really like that a lot.
So am I going to get very much further this month? No, but I'll get further than I was. And then I did some more work, not a lot, on my temperature chart from last year, under the sea temperature chart. And I'm working on this bottom here. And this is where I am right now. I would have gotten further, but I fell asleep.
This is the story.
Famous
of my
last words.
life.
Yes.
I'm working on it and going,
would
and I
have done
said,
it
I
days
better
ago.
put it down before I lose a needle, And then the temperature chart for this year,
I have lost the needle in my sleep.
Yes.
yeah.
I've lost one in my bed the other day. I
Eva, I
don't know
think
where it
you
happened
need to
to it.
scoot this way a bit more on camera.
Okay, so this is my temperature chart for this year. And I'm doing it like this, but I'm doing this row that has dogs and cats.
Okay.
I like the cats, but since I have a dog, I thought I'd do dogs and cats rather than just dogs.
Can I see? Oh no, I've seen it before. I'm just curious.
So here's where we are. Now, do you see all that yellow? That's because we were 81 degrees one day. Yes, it was very warm. I'm like,
What day? What
What
was?
the
What
heck?
day do you have that we were 81? I didn't. I'm doing from Chandler Substation, so I didn't have an 81 day. On the 14th, I have 75, but I didn't have.
Thursday.
Thursday was the 15th? Oh, maybe I haven't written that one down yet.
And then it cooled back down, not a lot, but it cooled back down a little bit. But
It's interesting, the
but
lows.
it's starting to look like a dog. The
Yes.
lows are very
The
low.
lows are very low.
The lows are very low.
Yeah, it's crazy.
But look at Beth and I wearing t-shirts.
I've got slippers on.
I forgot the yellow. I didn't get the yellow memo.
Okay, so I've been working some more on this. Oh, and I forgot to say that my temperature chart for this year is by J.C. Breeze. So this is Reindeer African Flowers. I believe it's by Crochet-ify. They say copyright, but they don't say who. So I figured out how to do the final shape. The final shape before you put it together. Not the eyes or the ears or feet. But I got bored of making these. I've made 4 out of 8. So I put together a leg.
Oh, cute.
A little leg. So it's not huge. I mean, it's not tiny, but it's not huge.
Yeah.
And it's for Beth. And I know
The dogs, if you hear a weird sound, that's the dogs
Yeah.
play fighting over there.
they're
Wrestling.
they've been playing so much. And so it's like, I know this is going to be cat food, but
Rogue,
still,
come here.
it's cute.
Rogue,
They're okay.
stop making that sound. Sillies.
And then I decided to make another market bag for Beth and I. So this is my start. I'm using sugar and cream. I don't know what color this is.
I told her I have a giant cone of it at my house. So
Yeah,
she
this
can
was
have
a giant cone, but
the
I
rest of
used
it.
most of it. And I told her, if I run out, can I have yours?
It might have speckles in it.
That's-
It might be the fleck. I don't know.
I don't care.
Yeah. Okay.
I'm going to put colors in it at the end like I did Hannah's.
Okay.
And then on my blanket, I am on the last design.
Oh, nice.
You see the little angel wings and the angels, and then over here you can see their little heads.
Oh, how funny. How cute.
They're really hard to see because they're easier to see once you get the
head's on.
the next row.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, maybe I'll take a picture of that because it's white and the light's coming through it, so you can't really see it.
Mm-hmm.
So there is that. And that
And what's
is,
the gold? What's that pattern supposed to be in the gold?
waffles.
Okay. Oh, like Christmas morning waffles.
Christmas morning waffles.
Fun.
Ah!
Or it could fall to the ground.
Pardon the scraping chair.
And the sneezing dog.
It wasn't folded. So
It's just, it's falling all over.
it's so big.
Nice. That's funny.
It's not very wide, but it's long.
Mm-hmm.
And it is warm. So I'm glad I'm finishing it in colder months.
January, yeah.
Although they made a summer one, I'm like,
Oh.
I'm done.
Oh, you're done?
Mm-hmm.
Beth is going next.
Yes.
She's got to fix herself, as usual.
When we start off with my Tiny Saint project, this was, again, it's a fundraiser for Meow Parlor Cat Cafe in New York. And if you'll make a donation of any amount, just send me proof that you've made a donation. like a screenshot of your donation page or whatever, and I will send you this pattern. I have made a couple of revisions, just changes, and I actually have made some more since I printed this. So I printed off this. This is a picture of the pattern. I'll send you a PDF of, this is a pattern on PDF only. But so I added a couple of things. I added a little halo on top of him.
Let's see.
Yeah. And then also I did a couple of changes, like to his nose and mouth, and then down here I'm gonna add. I was debating whether or not to put his name, Baby Corn, but instead I think I'm just gonna put three little ears of corn down here, so one on either side of this. So anyway, that's the pattern, and so I started working on stitching it. So I've got, let me put this behind here just in case. So there's little baby corn, and I've started on the words. So at the top, move this needle minder.
Sorry, I gotta scrape your chair. Sorry.
At the top here it says I found a tiny saint in Rome, and so I started the words. They're not all there. I just kind of was skipping around because I had the blue thread out, so I was doing the blue stuff, and I haven't continued. So I'm working on the more of the red writing in there. But so yeah. So the actual cat is done, except for his little one white whisker that he has, that he had, I guess, because I think in subsequent pictures it had fallen out and has not grown back yet. So,
Oh, no.
But it was very cute. He had like the one white whisker on his little cheek. But anyway, and he recently got neutered. He finally was big enough and
Strong enough.
everything enough and his little kernels descended. So, somebody put something about this corn has been shucked.
Oh gosh.
Yeah. But anyway, so yeah, baby corn is coming along, and this is just an extracurricular. It wasn't on my WIP-GO list or anything else, but I just thought
What was your
that
design?
would be a fun fundraiser. So I finished my woodpecker earlier this month. Was one of my WIP-GO calls. And another one was the raccoon. This is another of the Year in the Woods series by Cottage Garden Samplings. And so I've been working, I still have about 3 days to go on this before I hit my 7-day goal. I think I've done 4 days of the 7 on this. And so I've been working on this sort of medium gray on the raccoon. So I finished his face. And I've been working on his back, on his body here. I did all the speckled
It's cute.
pattern on his haunch, and so yeah, I just have more of this gray to do on his haunch here, and then I think where the darker parts of his tail are, I think there's more of that gray color. And then there's another color in between you can't really see it very well on camera, but there's like a lighter, really light gray color on these, opposite the dark ones on his tail. And there's another color that goes in between there. And then there's a bunch of the fronds and flowers and stuff that I probably will not get to. So I'm going to try desperately to finish his body in the next the 3 days that I have to work on him. But I had stopped to work on Tiny Saint, so because I got tired of this so much gray. This is gray and gray and gray, dark gray, light gray, almost gray. It's just a little hard to do to see, especially like on his paws here, where it's this lighter gray and the darker gray. I think part of it is that that in some ways it's very close to this green background color. It's a little hard to see sometimes, like where this lighter color is, to see where the gray goes in and all that. So I have to wear my thinking cap to do it. So it was a little tiring at some times. But I think all that's left now on his body, the main part of his body, is this haunch right here, and then I work on the tail and all that. But so anyway, that's where that is coming along, and this is the finished picture of it. Cottage garden samplings, the raccoon. And when we were at the attic the other day, I was just like, oh, I want
The new set.
Yeah, the new set.
I saw a couple of the birds in that set are really nice.
They didn't have them all, but they
Yeah.
had a lot of them.
Yeah, they had, yeah, and I was like, ooh, ooh, ooh. And then this one, I did, a finish parade at the beginning of the month for all the I had like 25 finished patterns in last year, and one of the ones I had as a sort of a semi-finish was this Starry Night with Scorn You. I did this for one of the cross stitch camp goals, and like I said, I sort of finished it and sort of didn't. Because your goal for cross stitch camp is to, when you're whatever challenge it is, to start at the beginning of the month on the 1st, and not before, but on the 1st, and to have finished it by the end of the month. And so the Scorn You, of course, has a top and a bottom, and so I did all of the stitching, the regular stitching for the top and the bottom. I'm going to put this behind it because the sun is coming through it.
That way to the quail.
Yeah.
There you go.
And so I did
We'll do
all of the,
close-ups.
yeah, I did all of the, Starry Night, all the stitching, all the regular, all constellations and sun and moon and stars and all kinds of stuff. And, but I had not done the outside, framing stitching that you do, you have to make a square around it. And so I had done only part of it on the top part. So I went ahead and finished all that square around the thing, and as I was stitching it, I started it and I was like, felt pretty good about it. But then I realized down here somewhere, this moon and cloud here, I had actually made a mistake. It's like one stitch over too far this way. And so, I thought, well, okay, it doesn't really, make much difference. I'm coming down the straight line in there, and it was correct up here on top. But so I went down, and I thought, well, what if I made some other mistake here? So I was like counting desperately. It's like 101 stitches down this way. So I had to count all the way down here just to make sure, and I counted across here, and I counted, so, so that square is done. And so now I have to do the same thing on, for this one. And I have this is the top so that I don't get my stitches backwards or whatever, but yeah. And then I have the middle mark so I can put
That's the bottom.
Yeah, this is the bottom side of the thing.
But that's the top of the pattern?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
I see.
Yeah, so this little marking marks the top of the thing, so I have it right side up when I stitch.
I see.
But so now, yeah, this one I have to find the starting point and, to start that border around there. And I don't know when I'm going to do it. I just did it on a whim this time just because, like I said, I got bored of doing gray. So I think that is me. That's
Okay. For me, I've had an extremely week, and I'm like, why am I working this hard? And I'm this old, but I like my job. But
Keep telling yourself that.
I know, I actually do. So I did some more leaves on my tree. I figured out I'm about 5 days behind, but it's football playoff weekend, and there's 2 games today and 2 games tomorrow, and so I have a lot of stitching time. And so here's my leaves. I'll do a close-up of it. And I still need to do more branches. I tell myself every time I do leaves, I'm going to do more branches. But anyway. But this is way till May. I have time. But I'm proud of myself. I'm not too far behind, and I'm keeping it right by my chair. And so I pick it up and do a couple of leaves when I'm sitting down. And I'm not playing Zelda. So that's my temperature chart by Stitching Mommy, temperature tree. And I am doing, as you remember, I'm doing the highs and lows. So I do, because like we were saying with eaves, the highs tell one story of Arizona, but the lows tell a completely other story. For instance, yes, we were very hot, like you would consider 75 in January, ridiculous, but the low was 42. So, like, it's really cold. And a couple of days ago, we got down, sorry, dogs are barking outside. A couple of days ago, we got down to 37 at night. But back on the 9th, it got down to 37 at night, which, you would never think, oh, it's 75 in Arizona, but we get really cold at night, and so we never know how to dress. That's the thing.
In the summer, it gets cold at night too.
Yeah, ish. No, there are summer days when it's been midnight and it's still 100.
Yeah, but I mean, you can find a very different temperature.
Yeah.
100,
so that's why
100 from 120.
Yeah. So I was really interested to do the lows. I'm glad I'm doing it. So that's that. It's coming along. And then I really, I went like a whole week without knitting, and I was like, this is wrong. So I picked up my sweater. This is, I think I talked about it last week, but I didn't show it. This is my gray sweater. This is a recipe, basically, from Jacqueline Fee Sweater Workshop is the book, and it just basically tells you how to create a formula. It gives you a formula to make your own sweater patterns, and you can add all kinds of elements. I have made 2 sweaters. If you've been with us for a while, you'll know I made Hannah one, and I made her best friend one, and they both wanted something different. Like Hannah wanted crew neck, full coverage to go below her, kind of like her bum, because of coldness, and a full sleeve. And then I also made her a turtleneck. It has a pattern for what they call a turtle to go. So it matches the sweater, and you can put it on for a turtleneck and then take it off, which is kind of nice. And her best friend she's like, I want one just like it. And I said, you don't want one just like it. You want a sister, not a twin. And so let's talk about it. So she's like, okay, you're right. I don't want a high neck. So she got a U-neck. I did a U-neck with her, and she wanted the even fuller sleeves. So her sleeves were even fuller than Hannah's, and she wanted it just about at her waist. So, so I made her one, and I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna make myself a sweater. And so if you remember, if you've been with us a while, I bought this gray yarn to make a 3 rectangles, 2 triangles sweater, like I did for my aunt. That dark blue one I made for my aunt. I had originally bought this to make this for me, to make that same pattern for me. And after I stalled out on mine, and then I made my aunt's, and I realized I liked the pattern. It was easy to make if you do it like I did, 3 at a time, and then the sleeves 2 at a time. But I didn't want to wear it. I knew after I made hers, I'm like, this is not going to, I don't know, doesn't do anything for me. I thought I would like it. I didn't, which is fine. My aunt loves hers. So I unraveled, I frogged everything I had done for this gray sweater, and I started a new one. So this is my own recipe for my sweater. This is the main body. You do bottom up, so you start with the cuff at the bottom, and then you go up. And I measured a short sleeve sweater that I wear at home that is just, it's the right width. It's like just fits me casually. It doesn't have a ribbed bottom, but so it's just a straight sweater. And it's 1,000 years old from Walmart. And it's held up for, I don't know how many years I've owned that sweater. And Hannah, I picked her up from the airport and I was wearing it. She's like, I love this sweater. I'm like, it's from Walmart. and it's 1,000 years old. And it's still, so kudos to Walmart. Anyway, I use that to measure the width because I'm like, I really like this width. And what you do is you measure the width and you make a swatch and you see how many stitches per inch because this is a bulky weight yarn. That's of course a small yarn, but you make a swatch, you see how many stitches per inch, and then you multiply that to get to the width that you want. So I want the width of that short sleeve sweater, but I'm using this yarn and these needles, so you do that math and that's how many you cast on. It's really a neat thing. So the Sweater Workshop by Jacqueline Fee. And I'll put a picture of the book here. So it worked super well with Hannah's sweater and with Jordan's sweater. And so I'm like, I'm gonna make myself a sweater. And I don't know where I'm gonna, because it's kind of cash color for me. But I'm like, tomorrow night I have to do something. I have to stay outside all in the dark, in the cold. And I'm like, if this sweater was done, I would totally wear it to that. Because it is a professional thing I have to do, but it's not like a fancy concert. But anyway, I just decided this is going to be I'm freezing in my home at night and I want to put on something cozy and I'm going to wear it. So I'm really happy and it's coming along. If I stopped right now, it would be a nice cropped sweater because this would be the armpit area. And it's just below my waist, but I don't want it to be, I want it to be longer. So anyway, that's coming along. Oh, and here is my progress marker. So last week when I picked it up, or at the beginning of the week, whenever it was, I picked it up, I put a progress marker in. So this is how much I've done, and it makes me happy to see that, like how much I've done, and like I am actually making progress. So I know a lot of knitters do that.
Because sometimes you feel like you're not getting anywhere.
Right. What I like so this is bottom up construction, and a lot of people like top down construction because you can try it on and make sure that it fits at the top, and then after you separate for sleeves, you keep going down. You can try it on to see how long it is. You can still try this on if you really want. So I really like bottom up construction because this is why. You do all this boring stuff first. You eat your frog. You know what they say? You eat your frog first. And so you just knit the body until you get to the length you want to right under your armpits. And then you knit one sleeve and then you knit the other sleeve. Because when you do a top down, you do all this interesting stuff here with the increases and the yoke and everything. And then you separate for the sleeves, so the sleeve holes are just hanging out. You join for the body, and then you go down and you do the sea of stockinette, is what they call it. Mm-hmm. And then you have to pick up stitches, which is not fun, and do the sleeves. And then you have to pick up stitches on the other side and do the sleeve, and pray that it's the right length, right? Pray that they match. So that's the challenges of a top-down sweater, and everybody does it. It's fine. But what I like about this, I also made my dad one of these in this same yarn in a beige color, which after he passed, Hannah stole, and she loves that sweater. I also made that was the first one I made. I was like, I'm just going to try it and make Dad a sweater.
We have a picture of Dad in the sweater on this.
Yeah. So I made that for him. And what I like about it is you make the body and you keep it on a live needle. And then you make the sleeves and you keep those on live needles. So guess what you don't have to do? You don't have to pick up stitches. And the underarm, you keep from the sweater body, you keep these stitches on a scrap piece of yarn or a small needle if you have it. And then when you join the sleeves, you keep part of the sleeve arm right here on a scrap yarn or a live needle if you have it. And then you basically join by knitting across the body and across the top of the sleeve, across the back, across the top of the other sleeve, and you go on your merry way, and then you do your decreases this way to the neck. And then you have live stitches here and live stitches here, and you put them on 2 needles and you do the Kitchener stitch, which joins them seamlessly. I'm like, that is the best underarm solution I have run across. I've made top-down sweaters, and you always have these weird gaps because you pick up from a finished, you pick up not live stitches here, and so it's always wonky, and then you always have a gap here and here that you have to somehow fix when you go back to weaving your ends and all that. And so I love this construction. I cannot say enough about it. So anyway, that's what I'm doing. And for all of you knitters out there, I hope you understood everything I just said. But and those who aren't knitting, who don't knit, I encourage you, if you ever want to make a sweater, this is a great, great way. And I don't know, the book is kind of out of print, and so you have to kind of find it in bookshops here and there. But I even told a knitting instructor at Tempe Yarn and Fiber about it, and she's like, I'm gonna check that out. Because I mean, it'd be really great to have a class like with this. So with this, because I don't know, like I said, it's kind of out of print, and I don't hear anybody talking about it out there, but I love it. I'm so glad I found it. So that is all I have been working on this week. I have a couple of thoughts though for future. Because you know how I am. So recently, my daughter has become very interested in bird watching, and she has a little log on her phone where she keeps the birds that she sees. Like she went to the Arboretum there in Boston in the snow and saw cardinals and saw all different kinds of birds, and so I've been looking for cross stitch patterns with birds, because I sent her that one with the birds, right? And then I'm looking for, I saw, I don't know where it was, a state bird thing where all the state birds were there, and they were real tiny little birds, but they were kind of looked like the state birds of, so I thought that was kind of cool, but it wasn't like, yes. And then there's an out of print, one of those, what's that, those books, fiber, what's those called? Those books, Leisure Arts, I guess?
Yeah.
Had a state bird book, but I don't know if I can find it. And they were a little bit more elaborate. And so I've been looking for, so then I thought, well, maybe the state birds isn't really it, but maybe her favorite bird, or...
Lindy Stitches has a series that she has done. And they're like, I guess they're, I don't know if they look like stamps or something like that, but they're just little squares of different birds, and they're very colorful and just really...
Do they look like the real bird?
I don't know. You have to look at them, because I've looked at them in passing, but...
Because I saw a lot of like cartoony looking birds.
Yeah.
Or just like a bird with like flowers and like just a bird.
Yeah.
But I want like species specific birds.
I think she has some like that.
Yeah, I've seen a couple out there. So anyway, I'm kind of thinking I might like to do something like that for her, or maybe give her a kit. She's kind of dabbled in cross stitch a little bit, but she just told me she's taking on a huge sweater project because she's kind of over an audition hump, and she, I think, wants to get back into knitting a little bit, and but anyway, so I'm thinking about that. And I'm also thinking about this other sweater. I think I talked about it. There's this waffle weave sweater that there's a group, I think it's, I can't remember the name of it. Modern Day Knitting does a February bang out a sweater knit along. And I think I talked about it. I didn't want to pay for the classes because I can't attend them live, and I don't want to watch recorded classes. But I thought maybe I'll just...
There's nothing wrong with recorded classes. It's just you're paying for a live class.
Right. Exactly. No, there's nothing wrong with that. But it would be more fun if I could go to the live class. But it's during the workday.
That's like the Jingle Ball with paying for the thing. I'm like, I don't
it's...
want to watch the recording. I want to go to the class.
Yeah, I think that the recordings are all... Their classes are all during the workday. So, but they're recorded if you miss one. But I couldn't go to... I would want to attend.
Yeah.
And I can't be like, hey, I gotta stop working for a few hours. But anyway,
I gotta go watch this video.
Yeah, I'm still thinking about that sweater. I really liked it. Hannah didn't like it as much because I was like, we should do a knit along. But I was like, maybe I should do that. But I don't know. I'm still thinking about that one. But in terms of Hannah's sweater, I must show you. It is really, really beautiful. She said she's been wanting to make it forever. And I told her, that she absolutely should. Look at this picture.
Oh, that's pretty.
Yeah.
It's like an oversized sweater. It looks very complicated, but I was reading about it. It's just slip stitches, and it's really cute. It's got like really large sleeves.
Yeah.
And I'm trying to find a good picture of the whole thing. But yeah, so I'll put this picture up. It's called the Off-Grid Sweater. And she said she's been wanting to make it for a long time. It's got like a stand-up turtleneck and really wide sleeves. And it looks like it's, I don't know how it's knit. It says it's knit in the round, and then it looks like a drop sleeve pattern, which means like the body is like a rectangle, and then the sleeves don't start until here. You don't. It's a little bit different. So I was like, do it, girl. Do it. So so maybe we'll be knitting sweaters at the same time. I'm like, that's going to cost you a pretty penny, though. It's a big sweater, and it's big yarn, and it's going to take a lot of yarn. But it's not bulky weight, though, so it will take a good chunk of yarn there. So anyway, that's me. I have one silly thing to share. I now own a hamburger pillow. This is from Whataburger.
Gonna put it by your hamburger coasters.
Yeah, I went. This is going straight to work. I went to Whataburger. By the way, I told my husband, if you have a hamburger craving, let's go to Whataburger because they have a great chicken salad. It is so good. Anyway, in the window, it said, "Scan this QR code for free shipping on a Whataburger." This Whataburger pillow, and I was like, I'm totally there. Me and my corporate characters. So anyway, it came yesterday. Isn't it cute? I was sitting in my chair, put it under my neck. But yeah, I'm gonna take this to work.
I used to go to Whataburger all the time when because our office was relatively close to
It's
a Whataburger.
good. It's actually really good.
Yeah, I used
So
to
that's
go
my
there all the
silliness.
time.
So, I guess it's time for question of the week.
Yes.
Last week we asked
saved me from doing
you
this.
if there was one thing you were proud of this past year, 2025. We didn't get any responses. I don't know if YouTube had a thing with comments, but so that's okay.
I saw a notice from you two. We had a comment issue and we fixed it.
Okay, so if you tried to comment, our apologies. And it's okay if you didn't. So this week we thought to ask, I think we asked this probably, we've been doing these videos for now, what?
5 years.
5 years. That's crazy. Okay, first question. How many of you have been with us for 5 years? I'm curious, and we love you. I mean, we love you if you're brand new.
And those of you who have just found us, please like and subscribe.
Yes, please. And we also love you. But I'm just curious how many have been with us for 5 years. So, but if you have been, you've heard this question. But we are curious for you, like, what are your favorite materials to work with? Because I know a lot of you are new. And so do you like, what kind of cross-stitch fabric do you like? What are the options out there? I don't even know. Aida, linen.
I like
Even weave.
Murano
Even
Carré.
weave.
This is 32 count Murano Carré.
Yeah.
I like Lugana.
So,
I like
Yeah.
Lugana.
yeah. So what kind of fabric do you like to use and why? That'd be great.
And Aida.
And I'm strictly an Aida girl, just because I'm not. I mean, I've taken other things from her that she's given me to use, but
28 count or something.
yeah, but I'm not super picky. I am picky about yarn. So if you are a knitter or a crocheter, what is your go-to fiber? Is it acrylic? Is it cotton? Is it wool? Is it blend? What have you found that works really well? It has good drape. I have knit and crocheted with just about everything. For crochet, I think I really prefer cotton. But if I was going to make something like a garment out of crocheting a garment, I would use wool. For garments, I really like wool. I like the way that it blocks. I like that you can block it and it will block that way.
What about cotton?
Cotton won't really block, but it washes well. It doesn't felt, which is nice, but it's heavy and drapey. And if you make a sweater out of it, it will sometimes grow. I've made several small sweaters out of cotton or cotton blend for Hannah for summer, and they're great. They're holding up. I've made my favorite summer yarn is a bamboo blend called, I can't think what it's called. I have an extra ball sitting in my box with a receipt because I never took it back to the store because I had an extra one. So I'm like, oh, it's called Bamboo Pop. That's what it's called. Beautiful drape. I knit a swatch and I was holding it in my hand and it was just.
I've heard that bamboo is really
great.
Nice.
Yeah.
I had a set of bamboo sheets. They kind of
Well,
wore out after a while, but I loved them.
So bamboo, you want to think that it's nice, like that it's natural, more like linen, but it's not. It's actually, it's kind of a process to make another version of rayon, really. It's actually not nice to the environment. But this Bamboo Pop, it's like a bamboo cotton blend, I believe. I could be wrong. But if you ever want to make like a summer top with this is a really good fiber. It has a beautiful drape on it. When I made this top for her, I was like, I love this yarn. And I think I've made a couple things out of it for her. So that's a really good one. This is a wool blend. It's wool and acrylic blend. So it will wash and it will not felt. And I chose it for my dad for those reasons, and then I chose it for myself because it's a nice bulky yarn, and it doesn't pill as much as like some looser spin yarns might, and it's easy care. So that's why I made that. That's why I use it for my aunt's sweater, and I used it for my dad's sweater, and chose it for myself. Now there's the other one I like is Cascade 220. I made my son's sweater out of that, and he really likes that. 100% wool, but it's super wash. Anyway, so that is our question of the week. Let us know about your fiber, your materials that you go to over and over again, and why are those good for you?
There's so many yarns, and you can't really afford to try them all.
Nope.
So recommendations are the way to go.
Right.
Like you saying, I love this and I love that, and this is why.
Yeah, a really good thing for you knitters and crocheters out there. I know Ravelry has issues, and I have issues with Ravelry, but it's a good tool for things like if you see a sweater pattern that you really like and you're wondering what yarn I should use, if you go into the projects tab, it shows you people's projects. And I use that for two reasons. I use it to look at because you see the model photo, and that's like a professional knitter probably, or the designer themselves. It's, and high quality yarn and exactly as it's intended and all that. And then you go to the projects tab and you see like real people knitting it. And I'm like, if it's knit by real people, as I call it, real people, and it looks great, then I know, okay, then this is a good pattern. It works well. It's easily understood and then if you go into those things and they don't look good, you're like, I wonder why. Is it yarn choice? Is it, a difficult pattern? What is it? And then you kind of see like, I don't know. It's like the real world, like kind of like when you see something on the mannequin at the store and then you try it on, is different. So because you see people in all different shapes and sizes in this sweater, and so you're like, does it look good on this type of body or this type of body? Like, so anyway, I really like the projects tab, and then you can also see what yarns people are using, so you can see, does it look good in that yarn or look good in that yarn. There's also a lot of yarn recommendations in the pattern itself or substitutions. So Ravelry's a good tool.
I've been using a lot of cotton for market bags, because the cotton will hold up better to that kind of use. It will stretch a little bit, but it won't fray and fall apart
It
in
won't
the
felt.
same.
It won't. Yeah.
Yeah, because
Cotton's the best for things like that.
Like with
absolutely.
this, you know, this is, you can pull on it and
It's very
strong.
sturdy and strong. Yeah.
Yeah.
Love it.
Um,
I love cotton for those reasons and for like home goods and like decorative things.
but the acrylic that I'm using for the blanket is, I love this yarn from Hobby Lobby. And
that's a good one. I
and
like
it's warm, it's soft, and it doesn't separate, you know, when you're trying to
Doesn't
crochet it, you don't end up with all these different threads like I was just doing with this stupid metallic.
Yeah, I think depending on the spin, like a lot of cotton yarns are loosely spun, and they like, especially if you're doing certain stitches, they go kind of backwards and they untwist, and you get all those fibers. But I love this yarn. Acrylic is very nice because it has a very nice feel to it. Unlike sometimes, I think Red Heart has gotten better, but Red Heart used to be like it's great because it's a lot and it's inexpensive, and for certain things it's your go-to, like sturdy, like good acrylic
Well, I can
yarn.
see myself
But-
making a garment out of, I love this yarn, because it's washable and it's
It feels
easy
good.
to use, and
Yeah.
it's soft.
And it doesn't seem to pill a lot. And so Red Heart doesn't pill.
Well,
It
it's
kind of does,
scratchy.
but it's scratchy. It's almost like I'd rather wear.
But they have
wool.
come out with
It's nicer now.
a couple of newer
Yes.
Red Heart yarns that
Yes.
are softer.
Yeah, yeah.
I just watched, and I dozed through some of it because, you know, you're like, oh my God, because there's so many different kinds of yarns. Where she tried out all these yarns, she goes, because a lot of times now you have to buy them online. You can't feel them.
Feel them. Yeah.
You know, you can't feel them,
That's
so you
the
don't
tragedy of Joann's and fabric. Oh.
Yeah, so
Sometimes I think I've said this before, I have like real feelings of mourning about John's. I can like feel myself in the store, like looking at certain things, and I'm like, oh.
and Michael says, oh, you know, we've picked up this and we've picked up that. Michael's is not.
It says Joann's at Michael's. And
It's
I'm
not
like,
my.
Where?
It's not my go-to.
Where is the Joann's at Michael's?
The fabric's all over the place. It's not well taken care of.
Yeah.
Yeah. So.
I was going to say that with cross stitch fabric, you know, like a lot of people complain about Ada because it can be stiff or whatever, but it also just depends on where you get it from. If you buy Ada from somebody who's dyed fabric, a lot of times
if it's stiff, just wash it.
Yeah.
yeah, but a lot of times it, you know, like if it's dyed, you know, Ada, a lot of the stiffness, I mean, all this,
sizing
most
and
places,
stuff.
the stiffness is gone from it. So it can be, you know, just as easy to use.
And once you start working with it.
Yeah. And with Ada, yeah, a lot, you can either wash it before you use it, and it takes, you know, take the sizing out of it, or just as you manipulate it with your hands, it you know, it'll soften up. With
And it's
The
easy
thing-
for
Yeah.
people who don't stitch a lot, because
because the holes
where
are
the
easy
holes
to-
are is very
yeah.
obvious. Yeah,
The,
that's why I
um,
like it, because I'm like, I'm sitting there going, I don't know, is this? I don't know, is that? Is it? Is
Yeah.
it? So
With I like the 28 count Lugana as my sort of go-to, because I actually it's a little bit thicker than like
kind of like
linens
denim.
and stuff like
It
that.
reminds
Yeah,
me of denim.
yeah. This
Is
is
is it made out of cotton?
this is Murano Carré.
I know, but is it
It's,
cotton,
It's
or
a,
is it-
I think it's a cotton blend. Lugana is I think is all cotton or mostly cotton. I don't know what exactly, but it is a little thicker. Yeah, it feels to me. I always think of denim when
Like a
with
denim shirt or something.
Lugana.
It's
Yeah,
a little thicker,
It's-
and it has a nice drape to it. Has
Yeah.
a nice feel to it.
Mm-hmm.
I love it for stitching in hand.
Mm-hmm.
Linens are harder to stitch in hand with.
this is
Because they're so loosey goosey.
this one is the linen. Well, and also like there's linen, and then there's I don't know if it's Jobelin or, because I don't know all the distinctions necessarily, but this is linen. and it's very soft, but a lot of people don't like linen because it has schlubs in it, where you have a thin thread and a
That's
thick
Mark's
thread.
favorite word, by the way.
Slub.
Slubs.
But
Like in yarn, I'm like, oh, there's a slub here. He goes, what? Like, yeah, look, see, because sometimes you get yarn with a slub on it, especially 100% wool or hand spun, and he's like, that's a great word.
But like this is linen, but it doesn't have a lot of the slubs in it. It has some, maybe you could kind of see, but it doesn't have like, I had some that have like really thick threads and then a little skinny thread.
The
Like
linen
that.
I'm
And-
stitching, the berry on, the big berry, has slubs this big on it. And I'm like trying to stitch it.
But also I have, I showed a while back at the beginning of the year that pattern I have called Brave New Year. It's a heartstring sampler pattern, and it's on that very open, looser weave linen. And I have a few pieces of that. I did a piece called Mother on there.
Yeah, I remember.
And it's also the holes are very big. It was 28 count, but the holes are very big, very loose, and so like the needle would like fall out of it, And I like it, but it's very easy to pull. Like if you pull your stitches too tight, it's easy to distort the fabric.
Yeah, so that's what I was going to ask.
Yeah. And
I can imagine. Have
it's
either of
not
you
my favorite.
ever used monk's cloth?
Yes,
I have not.
but not for stitching. I used it for
Punch needle?
Punch needle. Yeah,
I have some actually that I was like, I should really try this.
I bought some a long time ago. I think I got rid of it because I have a book. It's a really cool book, and it's basically like cross stitch or embroidery. I don't remember what it is, but it's specifically for monk's cloth, and you use worsted weight yarn instead of thread, and so it makes this like beautiful like placemats and stuff like that. And I was like, this is cool, but I never did it. I'm shocked.
I think it was Carolyn. Caroline, what's her last name? Friday After Grid. That there was a woman that she did a special video of this woman she was an older woman, and she did like cross stitch patterns, but she did them on I think on 11 count, like a really huge fabric. And so they were gigantic,
Yeah.
Just like a design like this, and it would come out, really huge.
That's
because she did it on a low count fabric like that. So it was really neat.
But like the big awesome produce.
Yeah.
It's a low count
And
fabric.
you can see when
Yeah.
you go old and blind, you can still see.
but also because so I've stitched on a few pieces of 40 count or 37, 40 count like that, and you can do it, but it's like you have to have a skinnier needle. Use one thread
And a magnifying glass.
and you have to really look at it.
I started I'm so stupid. I started a long dog sampler on some, I don't know, I bought it at the attic, and it was some tiny count, and I was like, I'm going to do 1/1 because you told me to do it. And I literally had to set up a magnifying glass, and I'm like, I did this much. It's a gorgeous pattern. I should just do it. But I don't know why it's stuck in my head that I have to finish it like that. I don't have to finish it like that.
If you have that small start, you can take it all out and do it.
But it's beautiful, and I was going to do it all in green. It's all all one color. And I found a really pretty green. Anyway, I'm like, this is not sustainable. I can't sit here over a thing
Yeah.
So I have to have something I can do sitting in my chair watching football. I can't.
Yeah. The 1/1 stuff is to me is
It's
only under very special circumstances.
like cough medicine. So that's no fun.
Yeah. Or like a lot of people do, mirabilias, and they're 1/1 for the skin of the face or something like that. And and if it's just a small area like that, or there's some little patch in a pattern that's 1/1 for one area. I had one thing that I did that was 1/1. I think there was little cardinals, and it was 1/1 for their beaks and their feet or something like that, and it was hard. But something like that, I'm willing to do 1/1 if it's a small section of a big pattern.
Yeah.
But I don't think I would be able to do. I've done 1/2 easily enough if it with small high count fabrics, but it's it's a little on the frustrating side for me to do. So I don't want to be frustrated.
I mean, I could. So that pattern, that fabric was very high count, and so I would, But then you have to figure out. I'm always so bad at is this the hole? Is that the hole? Is it this one? So anyway.
Yeah. To me that's the thing is that you have to learn how to see
To
the
count.
nine patch.
Yep.
And the four corners of the 9 patch. And
That's why we like Ada. Because I don't have to fight.
Well,
and when I started stitching
this is linen. It's 10 count linen, and I'm stitching it like it's Ada.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that's nice.
But see how soft and floppy it is?
Yeah. Wow.
That's really hard for when stitching in hand. I have to be real careful that I don't squish the stitches.
Maybe I should think about monk's cloth.
So when I started stitching for years, I stitched primarily on Ada because that was really all I knew, and I was chicken of stitching on linen or whatever,
Yeah.
because I had some patterns. I had a couple of lavender and lace patterns that I really liked and I really wanted to stitch, but I had never really been to a needlework shop, and I had only ever bought stuff like at Hobby Lobby or whatever, or Michael's, back in the day when they used to have a relatively nice cross stitch section.
This last time we
And
went to Hobby Lobby, they had like one piece of fabric.
Yeah. Back in those days, was before the
For the internet.
no, yes, but before the what do you call it? Scrapbooking craze took off.
Yeah.
Because once the scrapbooking craze took off, that's what all the stores carried. There was, they had aisles and aisles of papers that you could use for scrapbooking and all kinds of materials, and that's when the cross stitching stuff started going.
Yeah.
And anyway, but I always only ever got fabric at Hobby Lobby, and so I don't think I had even bought any fabric for those lavender lace patterns, let alone.
Did they recommend all the different kinds or whatever?
Probably.
Yeah.
I just never, didn't know where to go to look for it, I guess. And so it wasn't until really much later, and I think really after we things, I started finding floss tube stuff. That I really, branched out and started to stitch on other things like Lugana, like linens, whatever. And so now it's easy. It's second nature to me.
Yeah,
But
I just had a thought of also any of you out there, I wonder, might be weavers, because that's a whole nother. I mean, you can use all different kinds of fiber for weaving.
Yeah, I did a weaving thing. I took 2 classes in high school. I took what was supposed to be an art class, and it ended up being an arts and crafts class. And then I went to take an arts and crafts class, and it ended up being an art class, drawing and stuff like that. But the first one, we did clay. We did a little bit of throwing on the wheel, and we did some hand building with clay and all that. But one of the things we did batik. That was fun.
Yeah.
And one of the things we did was weaving, and so we had these little tabletop loom things, little bitty looms, and I made this sort of a long. I just kept stitching, and it was just this long. I didn't even know what to do with it, runner sort of
Yeah,
thing.
yeah, yeah.
But yeah, we would just
Yeah, it's
and the thing is that I kind of messed up this loom because my threads are so tight it kind of bent it.
oh no.
But I don't even know what happened. I gave it to my mother. I don't know what happened to it eventually, but
But yeah, so it I forget that there might be some weavers out there, and that's is it cotton? Is it wool? I really want to take a weaving class, but I'm like I can't go down another road. So anyway,
You mean
let
like,
us know.
like the diamond painting that
Yes, I know. I need to go down that road too. I'm about to set that up in Hannah's room and get started on it because I love those gnomes. If it's story time, remember last week how I talked about how someone famous canceled on us? We saw the concert and everyone was mad. So that was supposed to happen, or did happen, on the 8th of January. Right? So then this past Monday, I'm at work, happily getting ready for a couple concerts we have this week. And one of them is Garrison Keillor, right? Coming to sing and talk, and so show's been sold out for months. And we get a call that he fell.
yeah.
Had to have surgery.
Oh no.
And we're like, I cannot believe this is happening again, because no concert. And I was just like, I'm like, are we cursed? Is there some problem? But anyway, but people were much nicer. They were much happier because, well, we wound up actually being able to postpone the concert to April, but we had to contact everybody and call everyone because we found out on Monday and we're ready to make an announcement by Wednesday because we were trying to see if we could reschedule or just have to cancel. So we let everybody know on Wednesday, but the concert is this coming Sunday. So between Wednesday and Friday, we had to make sure everyone was contacted in some form or fashion. Anyway, so it has been a
So you don't have people showing up and there's nobody there.
And guess what I'm doing on Sunday night?
Sitting there waiting for people that there was nobody there.
3 of us are going to be waiting, and for people who did not get the message. So I have the
So
list.
you obviously had some people you didn't make actual contact with.
Well, yeah, because they didn't fill out our online form and they didn't answer their phone, like a couple of bad phone calls and stuff. And they're also unfortunately third-party sellers who may not know, or the people who bought from third party might not know. So we're gonna be there for an hour or so on Sunday night. That's why I'm standing around in the cold, waiting for people to show up to a concert that is not happening. So that'll be fun. But it was just so funny. I'm like, I was just like, I cannot.
And if it's a third-party seller,
again.
you can't refund their money.
Yeah.
Because
The third-party seller has to. Yeah. Yeah. So, but it's hard to know who those people are. So
yeah.
And what we said, because we also have people who buy tickets for other people. We're like, if you bought tickets for your friends, you have to contact them because we don't have their contact information. So, but it's gone well. People are really understanding, and everyone seems
he fell.
Yeah. And
Ow.
Yeah. And there's a whole faction of people that are probably glad because they're like, now I can watch the Bears game in peace without fighting with my wife. And we have to go to a concert. Already somebody was going to exchange out because of the Bears game. Because the Bears are in the playoffs. And they're playing Sunday night. So it's like, but guess who has to miss the game? Because I'm going to be there. That'll be me.
Guess what I decided to do? I was like ready to start on the next middle section of this
The cube. I saw you stitching an outline.
And I'm like, I have no idea where to start. And I wanted it to be in line in case I started to just,
keep it that way.
I mean, I'm still putting a big gap so that I can, if I want to pull it up and do so, giving myself options.
Right.
I'm like, I don't know where to start. And I'm like, I could count 30 million stitches, or I could go ahead and stitch an outline and have it all done.
There you go. I saw you doing that. I was like, oh, that's smart.
Did we show, because I know we filmed on Friday, did we show the stuff we bought on Saturday? I mean, that we bought at the attic on Saturday?
We didn't buy stuff at the attic on Saturday. We
Yeah.
bought it on Friday.
We bought it on Friday?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, okay. I wasn't, because I wasn't sure when we got it,
Yeah.
when we, you know.
So I wasn't going to show this, but I'll talk about it. Well, I guess I could show them. They're not very far away. A long time ago, okay, when Star Trek Enterprise was airing, around that time and before, quite a bit before, I used to go to a lot of conventions, and I would do a lot of drawings of the different actors or characters or whatever in there. I have a particular style that I would draw those in, and I sold quite a bit of prints on my own at various Star Trek conventions. I can't put them on Etsy because they're copyrighted characters. Even though a lot of people do anyway, I understand that, but I don't want to skirt around law. I want to obey the law. But I can sell them in person. So I probably could sell them on Etsy too, because, you know, it's my copyright of that drawing, but, you know, whatever. I have a friend that owns her own shop, and I asked her, could I send some of these prints to you and you put them on the wall, and if anybody asked, you say, oh, it's a print, it's for sale, you know. And I sent a whole bunch of them.
Oh, I didn't know that.
It was quite some time ago. And I asked her about them because she hadn't said, oh, I made a sale or anything like that. Because I told her, you know, she could keep part of it was something that in a class that I took of how to sell your artwork. Yeah. Thankfully, I did not send
All of them?
originals.
Uh-huh.
So she recently, and she'd been through a hurricane, all kinds of stuff over there, right? And I knew that she did never, I think she put them up on the wall, but, you know, they're in there for jewelry. They're not in there for artwork. And I'm just going to go bring them since I'm talking about them. She sent me a box of them, and I'm like looking at some of them going, why didn't you just dispose of these? Most of them are good. So most of them, there's no problem. I don't know where I'd sell them now because I haven't been to a Star Trek convention in ages. Captain Archer. Worf. Garrick. Trip. So,
Can I see this?
yeah,
Those are from Enterprise.
those are prints, yeah, from Enterprise. And then there was an episode of Enterprise called Shuttlepod 1. And this, I did
You didn't show this guy.
Spike, I missed him. From Buffy the Vampire Slayer. Worf was not in Enterprise, Worf was in Star Trek.
Yeah, Next Generation.
So, in Enterprise, there was an episode called Shuttlepod 1, and I did a huge drawing of it. Different scenes from it. This must have been sitting
So
on
that's
the
a
floor.
print. That's a
This
print
is
of the drawing.
It's a print. Must have been sitting on the floor during the hurricane because her shop got flooded, and there's so much water damage. I'm like,
Oh, wow. Yeah,
And
it
that-
smells.
it smells moldy.
Moldy.
I'm gonna have to throw them away. And then this is a print of a thing I did of Patrick Stewart, stippling.
Yeah.
And it's him doing various roles, Midsummer Night, in person, just himself,
Oh, this
Picard.
is from Excalibur. Yeah.
There are various roles he's played in various movies. He's been in a lot of stuff.
Ew, it's all gross and moldy.
It's moldy. It's nasty. I'm like, I'm gonna have to throw these away. I don't know why she even sent them to me. She sent them back this past week, and I'm like, that's just really awful. I still have the originals.
The ones that don't, these ones, they kind of smell. You can smell
Well, I think that
moldy Florida
you mean the ones that are in
in the mats.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have others that are in sleeves that seem to have fared better. Protector sleeves, things that seem to have fared better. But I'm like, thank you for sending them back. I should have just told her, don't bother sending them back, just dispose of them. But it's a lot of money sitting right there.
Yeah.
Because of I printed them,
Right.
and I didn't print them on my printer at home.
Right.
I sent them to a printer,
Right.
So like I said, I used to sell these at Star Trek conventions and stuff. So I don't have any outlet to sell them at anymore. And I'm like, I don't even know what I'm going to do with these. Probably the same thing she did. I'll just stick them in a box and put them somewhere. But hopefully mine won't be in a flood.
Yeah.
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 There's one that I didn't show. It's in a frame that the glass is all cracked. And I'm like, I'm tempted to just chuck the whole box.
Yeah.
But as I said, it represents a lot of work, hours of work, which is why I was selling prints instead of the originals, because I did sell originals at first. So the prints that are okay, and the bigger ones, none of them are okay. Okay, but the prints that are okay, I may just give out on my.
Maybe, or well, I was saying we have like conventions here, like what are they? I can't think of the name of it right now.
The creation conventions. Huh?
Yeah, I can't think what it's called, but it's the
Comic-Con?
one. Yeah, the Comic-Con ones and stuff
Yeah.
like that.
A lot of these, their time is gone. So, not the Patrick Stewart one, but I don't have any more. And a lot of them, I lost the bulk of the prints because of where I had them stored.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I'm like, this is really sad. Hank,
It's okay.
so this is the dilemma. It's like I feel bad throwing them away.
Yeah.
Especially some of the mats that I have were quite expensive mats that I had cut for them. But like you said, everything smells like
Yeah.
wet.
Like moldy, musty, yucky.
Yeah. So and she found them when she was moving her shop from one shop to another, and I don't think she intentionally didn't take care of them.
Yeah.
I think that was not her business.
Right.
And her shop did get flooded in a hurricane, and I asked her about my artwork then. She goes, I'm not really sure where it is. So she was doing a favor for me. I'm not angry
Did she
about
sell
it.
any?
Huh?
Did she sell any?
I have no idea.
Oh.
She never mentioned it. And she had clips on them, so I think that they were up on the wall for a while. I don't know.
Yeah.
And like I said, this was years ago. I'm over it.
Yeah.
I'm not. that was unusual.
Yeah.
But I'm not angry about it. I'm just kind of going, I wish you hadn't spent the money
To mail it back
to
to
mail
you.
them to me for me to just dispose of them.
Right. She
So,
probably didn't want to assume that, but she could
Yeah.
have said, "Hey, I found your pictures. They're all moldy."
yeah,
But
yeah. So, I still love her. I'm not mad. I just kind of was like, well, these are kind of useless.
yeah.
So, anyway,
Well,
I was gonna say we had one funny story at our experience at Dairy Queen, where we have a Dairy Queen near our house,
but Eve's covering her face. Must have been bad.
and we had thought about going there for a long time because the blizzards and the ice cream
they're
or whatever.
They're almost across the
And-
street.
And so we thought, hey, let's go there. And at the Dairy Queen we used to go to in Ahwatukee, or when we lived in Ahwatukee, there was a Dairy Queen we would go to once in a while, and they had these these combo things with like you could get a hamburger, cheeseburger, chicken strips or whatever. And then you could get this little combo, so it had that meal, and then it came with, I think, a sundae, and you could upgrade it to a blizzard, right? So that's what we would often get when we would go there. So we had thought about that at this Dairy Queen, and we thought, hey, let's do that. So we went there, and of course it was one of these that doesn't have the grill thing.
It's only it's only
They don't have
So-
a deep fryer and they don't have a grill.
Yeah, so the only food they offered was like these hot dogs. And you could get a combo with a hot dog and a bag of chips and a soda. And so we thought, okay, fine. And then we went ahead and got the ice cream.
They didn't
The
have one with a
blizzards.
combo with the ice cream either.
Yeah. So anyway, so we go
Where
to
are you living in Tucson? That's how the
Yeah.
that's how the Dairy Queens are in Tucson.
So we had gone
no
through the
grill and chill, just chill.
So we had gone through the drive-through, and placed our order at the little sign, and we went to the window and paid. And so she gave us our drinks and our blizzards, and then she asked us, could you pull around the corner? We'll get the hot dogs in a second. So we
How long
thought,
does it take
So-
to make a hot dog?
so we thought, okay, fine. So we go to pull around the corner, and there's a truck right there. So we couldn't get quite all the way around because this pickup truck was there, and this guy was standing next to the pickup truck and talking to someone in the truck. And so like, blah, 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 and we're like, do you see our car there? Could you scoot up? And he looked right at us.
Yeah.
And then just kept talking, blah, blah, blah. And so we're sitting there and so there's a little fence thing, and so we were trying to get on the other side of the fence, because the person was going to bring the food out, right? So we're sitting there, and then somebody else was at the window behind us, right? So that person placed their order, whatever, got their stuff, and then they could barely squeeze by us because we weren't all the way around the corner. We were kind of, like catty corner to the thing, and so this car went squeezed by, and by then there was another car at the window, at the pay window. And so then that person came forward, and they were, I guess, also pulled forward because then they were kind of behind us, kind of in that little catty corner area there. And this guy in the pickup truck, talking to the pickup truck, still didn't move.
Yeah.
Right? So they're sitting there, and there's like a little parking area right over here, or he could have just pulled, the truck could have pulled forward a foot maybe, but no, and they're just blah 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 blah. And we're sitting there, and then a man comes. He had parked his car, and he comes walking in, and he placed his order, and then he was obviously waiting for his things, and so finally the girl comes out and brings our order, and we're like, because we had to wait for the person behind us, the person behind them, and the guy at the window, and then she finally comes out with our mostly cold hot dogs.
Our cold hot dog, and now we have melted ice cream and cold hot dogs.
And we said something about the pickup truck, and she kind of like, I don't really know those people, so and I'm like, are you a manager? Is a manager here? Could somebody tell a person to move to go park over there where there are plenty of parking spaces? To something, get out of the way of the drive-through. It was like, okay, never going back to that. But it reminded me of story that my mom told, I guess. I don't know if it was somebody in our family that heard this or whatever, but back in the day when we were kids, there was
Excuse me.
Dairy Queens had just the ice cream treats and cold treats and things like that. Mr. Misty, dilly bars, and things like that, and the little ice cream cones with the curly Q on top. But then at some point they started offering the grilled stuff, and they called it brazier, I guess it was.
Brazier.
Yeah, brazier. But one of my relatives, somebody heard, didn't know that word, I guess, and they called it a brazier.
Give me one of those brazier burgers.
Brazier burger. For those of you who might not know, if you're young, you might not know, but the woman's garment that is commonly called a bra is actually called a brazier. Bra is short for a brazier, and so this person wanted a brazier burger, but that's what I always thought of.
Brazier, yeah.
Yeah, and so this Dairy Queen does not offer a brazier burger. But yeah, so now every time we pass a Dairy Queen, it's like, what about them? Do they have a grill? Do they have a grill?
To come back to my neck of the woods.
Yeah.
All right, I gotta go.
Yes.
I have a free Saturday and I ain't wasting it here. Actually, secretly, all of us at work, even though I have to go there for an hour, are happy that we don't have a show tomorrow night.
That's what I always used to say.
Our production manager, he has to fly out early on Monday morning. He's like, I'm so glad it's canceled.
With concerts and rehearsals and stuff, like I said, I always pray for disaster.
but the other thing, it was so funny. So that happened on Monday, or last Monday. Yeah, Monday. And then we had a show last night, and in the morning, we get a text like, please find our CEO. I need to speak to him right away, from our production manager. Mm. Turns out one of our artists had like really bad vertigo and had to go to the hospital, and I'm like, are we canceling another show? He was fine. Show went on without a hitch, but it was just kind of funny. And then I get a message. Can we add some artist comp tickets for the nurse that took care of the artist? Because she was really great. I'm like, okay. Oh gosh. All right. Yeah. Thank you so much for joining us again this week. We hope your January is going well. We hope 2026 is well on its way for you. I'm tired.
No disaster.
I've had plenty of work disaster, but everything's going well for us, and we hope the same for you. Thanks for joining us, and we'll see you back next week. Bye.
Bye.